Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, Honorable Carl Samuda, Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries of Jamaica, Dr. Margarita Cedeño, Vice President of the Dominican Republic and a Special Ambassador of FAO, is our honor. Dr. Hugo Martinez, Pro Tempore President of the Community of Latin American Caribbean States, CELAC, and Foreign Affairs Minister of El Salvador. Dr. Donovan Stamberry, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Industry, Commerce and Agriculture and Fisheries, Jamaica. Regional Representative of FAO for Latin American and Caribbean, Dr. Julio Verdeguer. Dear friends, it's an honor for me to open this conference today and thanks the presence of the Prime Minister of Jamaica among us. The region has made great strides over the last decades in terms of food security, as Hugo Martinez just pointed, but many people are still suffering from hunger in the continent. In fact, more than 42 million people. Moreover, we have noted also an alarming increasing in the rates of other forms of malnutrition, especially overweight and obesity, and especially, Prime Minister, here in the Caribbean. The Caribbean has now the second highest rate of obesity in a country where 1 out of 2 people are obese, considered obese. The pole position is among the Pacific Island countries, one of the islands, where 2 out of 3 people are obese there. Once I was visiting the Pacific Island, and a good friend of mine, the Minister of Agriculture, told me that they didn't know if the problem was the sea level that was raising and keeping land, or that the island was sinking due to the overweight of the people. Obesity has become an epidemic issue in many countries. And I would like to remind that the Sustainable Development Number 2 calls for the eradication of all forms of malnutrition. And this means that we need to address this with public policies and concrete government actions. If we are to provide people with their right to adequate and nutritious food, we need to take effective action in many different areas, not only in agriculture, also health, also public actions. We need to work harder to address such issues as climate change, migration, and sustainable use of natural resources. And for that, we need to join efforts with civil society and especially with private sector. And governments, as stated in our plan, CELAC, that is our guide for this action in the region. FAO firmly believes that ending hunger and all forms of malnutrition by 2030 is still possible, and we can become the first zero hunger generation. It is FAO mission to make that happen. Once more, Excellency, I thank you very much for being here with us today, and thanks the support for the government of Jamaica for our regional conference. It's the first time we get together all countries of the region in a regional conference of FAO. So this record is for Jamaica, in compensation for all the efforts you need to do to have us here. Thank you very much.